What's going on, y'all? Psych Perspectives, giofvcks, and I'm on my way back to the crib. And I just want to say it's Mercury Retrograde, and I know everybody doesn't believe in astrology, you know, and I respect that. You have the right to believe what you like to believe. I'll post information about astrology in the description box below. And as always, recommended, do your own independent research and investigation. It's highly recommended. But it's Mercury Retrograde, and Mercury Retrograde, people from the past are known to come back during this time. And, you know, if I could screenshot the inboxes that I receive without exposing people, you know, if I was able to hide the person's identity, I would, so y'all can see the proof of what I'm talking about. But it's like clockwork. I'm not making this shit up. Like, when I say I'm not making this, I am not making this stuff up. Like, it's like clockwork. They come back, aka the Hoover, you know. And what gets me, and again, this is my experience as a gay, queer, intersex, trans man, gay intersex trans man, okay? I'm attracted to men and masculinity, all right? But this is my personal experience. I share my personal experience, and then I'm always talking about narcissistic abuse, toxic relationships, and and why I'm in therapy and counseling, and why I'm working on myself, because I realize, like, now more than ever, I'm able to realize this is not what I want for myself. You know, this is not fulfilling at all. You know, I am not pleased with this. You know, I require more. I deserve more. I'm able to call that out. Where previously, I didn't know I brought this. Where previously, I would just be chasing after, you know, chasing after these dudes, you know, or just letting them lead me on and just waste my time. And I was wasting my own time, you know, so I take accountability for that. I was wasting my own time. Now, fast forward to now, I just received a Hoover tonight. You know, I'm over my friends from freaking middle school. That's right. Over 15 years of friendship with these people. Okay? And that's another thing. You ever notice with toxic narcissistic people, they tend to not really have many friends. And then if they do, they're like brand new friends that they just met in the last year or two. They tend to typically not have long-lasting friendships. But then again, they tend to not have long-lasting relationships of any type, because again, it's only sooner or later people are going to catch on to the, you know, most people are able, or some people, I should say, are able to catch on to the toxicity and eventually leave. Hence why they typically tend to not have long-lasting relationships. However, at this point in age, you can take that with a grain of salt. Because you know what? You never know. There's always exceptions to the rule. But it's crazy, you know. It's crazy how that it plays out. But yes, I received a Hoover tonight from a person that I had straight up told at the end of February, early March, that I was no longer gonna be doing this. You know, you hit me up at 8, 9 o'clock, or I hit you up at 8, 9 o'clock. Sometimes 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and just, you know, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Like, I'm no longer interested in that, and quite frankly, it's getting boring. And, you know, I straight up was just keeping it real. I'm no longer interested in that, and, you know, thank you for your time and services. It was good while it lasted. I really do appreciate you, because like I said, oral game is out of this world. Do you hear me? Stamina on point. Do you hear me? But then it just, again, I'm over that, you know, because when I want to do stuff, you don't want to do stuff anyway, and which is cool. You all, again, consent. consent. I'm all about that. But that's just it. If my needs are not being met, I'm going somewhere else. I'm not sticking around to put up with this shit. I don't have to. I'm single and I'm free to do me. So he hit me back up literally 420 because he hit me up through my previous business page's Instagram, and I'm like, dude, don't do that. Because, you know, at the time, my previous business partners, we all had access to that page. So when he did that, I'm like, okay, you doing too much. You doing way too much, because you have my phone number. Just because I'm not, I told you I'm done, but don't hit me up on no damn Instagram trying to reach out to me. See, they do mess like that to try to get you back into, again, it's the Hoover. It's the Hoover. Do you hear me? You don't be interested in them. They didn't want to give you what you were asking for, what you were working towards, what you thought you were doing. They didn't want to do all of that then. But once you start pulling back and you're no longer playing this tic-tac-toe, give a dog a bone shit, now, honey, now all of a sudden, now they want to talk. Now they want to put in effort. And you can't fall for the Hoover. Now, let me put it like this. Let me just put a clarification. Do people change? Yes. Can people change? Yes. But again, that's up to you. If you want to take the time to figure out if this is change behavior or if this is just another episode of you about to get played, led on, and hurt. That's up to you to figure that out. Me, I don't have time anymore. Life is too damn short to be going back and forth. That's my mindset. But I'm not telling you to have that mindset. I'm just sharing how I do things, okay? My experiences, okay? So, I just got back to the crib. But I just wanted to talk about that real quick because it's like, I'm not going back and forth. So I just straight up told him, like, well, I just straight up, you know, he hit me up like, hey, how are you? With hey, HRU. And again, me personally, as an adult, as a 28-year-old, the shorthand text sometimes is a turnoff to me because, again, what effort is really going into this? And don't get me wrong, I use shorthand text too sometimes. But, like, if you know that you clearly have fucked up, there's a reason why shit ended. There's a reason why, like, clearly you know what you're doing. And see, and they know what they're doing. They know, and they expect you to just keep going back and forth with them. Well, maybe we can teach him. Maybe we can teach her. Maybe we can teach them. No, it's not our jobs to be damn instructors. Like, no. I want somebody to love me correctly, respect me correctly, respect my time, respect my space. Because I want to love you correctly. I want to love you correctly and respect your time and respect your space. I'm not trying to control you. I don't want you controlling me. And you're not going to be sitting all up in my damn business. Because I'm not trying to be all up in your business. Because I'm seeing how this stuff goes out. But anyways, the Hoover. You know, information on the Hoover. And like I said, Mercury Retrograde and how you can find a therapist and all of that will be in the description box below. But it's just wild to me how they will play into this. And because you done caught on to the games, and like I said, you're no longer interested in the back and forth bullshit, now you're the bad person. Now you're the bad guy, the bad woman, the bad person, you know? And I don't care. So, like, I was like, okay, so what do you want, basically? Like, why are you hitting me up? Like, it's been, like, over, a month since the last time he sent the text. And he was just like, well, you know, I miss you and I miss our sessions. Which, keeping it a buck, I do miss the sessions. The sessions was lit. Like I said, oral game out cold. Stamina, amazing. Like, we would go rounds, just keeping it real. But I'm not into, like, you wanting to cuddle and, you know, spend the night, and you want relationship. You want romantic, committed relationship, lovey-dovey shit, but then you don't want a title. It's clearly behind the scenes, closed doors. I'm not secure to be who I am. Like, I don't have time for that. Plus, he said things that was obviously internalized homophobia, and then straight up transphobic. I mean, and that's expected when when as a trans person dealing with a cis person. I've completely have realized that, okay, somewhere down the line, this is potentially going to happen, and don't be so alarmed, but just know that I don't have to put up with that. So I'm just like I said, I pay attention to red flags more than ever now, because I don't have time. I'm not finna be your secret. I'm not finna be your fetish. You're not finna, like, I don't have time. You know, I deserve something way better than that. And like I said, you're not finna play all these mind games. You're not finna be sitting up cuddling, and this nigga done made a playlist. I mean, and it was a beautiful playlist. Anybody that know me know I love music. But it was a beautiful playlist. And he made, like, multiple playlists for sex. And, I mean, mind you, we would go rounds. I'm just keeping it a buck. We would go rounds. And, it was great. And the playlist was smooth, but that's just it. Why you doing all this extra lovey-dovey, emotional, deeper connection shit, but then you don't want to call it what it is, but then you want to go and, you know, you want to play all these games? I don't have time for that. If you can't, like I said, I don't have time for that. And I'm not finna second guess with you, and then you're not finna be controlling and telling me what to do. You know? So, I just don't have time for that, you know? And I'm not saying that this is narcissistic, but it's narcissistic behavior. It's toxic behavior. Like, your actions are saying one thing, but what your words are saying is totally different. Again, that creates cognitive dissonance, you know, and that's what keeps us confused and keeps us stuck in these toxic ass situations. But again, to each his own. If you want to give a person like that a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, however many chances you want to give them, that's on you. I just know for me, I'm not doing that. I don't have time. Life is too damn short. Like I said, I'm 28 and a half. I'm knocking at 29, knocking at 30. Third decade of life, Lord willing. Ancestors willing. Good energy willing. Shoot. Health and science and people willing, right? So I know life is too short. Like, I remember 11 years ago, I was graduating high school. So that's why I'm like, time flies by. Life's too short. And I don't have time to be chasing and trying to figure out what we is and what we ain't, what we are and all that. I'm like I said, I'm grown. I'm sitting up like, bro, leave me alone. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Check the description box below. Patreon is coming soon. I'm trying to figure out what levels of tier, because I want to still be able to offer free content so people can still get content for free. But then I also want to offer special content that's paid, you know, obviously it's a monthly subscription, and have different price ranges so I can fit everybody's budget for the most part. So stay tuned. But if you would like to donate to the growth of the channel, my Cash App and Venmo is in the description box as well. And yeah, I'm out. Stay safe.